fit through that goddamn door. The chungus is too goddamn big.
It's literally 1:30 in the morning, and I am just now finishing editing last week's, well, now I guess it would now be last week's vlog. Someone needs to remind me that this kind of stuff can't wait until the last second, because I'm just fucking up my sleep schedule right now. Okay, so confession to make. I did a really bad job keeping up with the vlog this week. Obviously, one, because if you can't hear, I am sick. Today is the first day that I felt kind of human, and so I didn't have a lot of time to be able to like record a bunch of stuff. And two, I spent a lot of time with my non-music friends. I'm not sure how many of them would appreciate having a camera like shoved in their face, or like feeling like I'm not spending time with them, like I'm trying to create content out of that. So maybe I will get better at, you know, asking them if it would be okay if I brought a camera along, kind of using it for a little while, documenting a little bit of what we're doing, and then trying to be fully in the moment too, because I feel like that's a big thing. Just released a new single last Friday called Used to Be. It is a jam and a half, so I hope that you've listened to it. You can listen to it on any streaming platform, so Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play Store, all that good stuff. So I released that. I have the first single that is also out. It's called Holy Ghost. The entire record is actually named Holy Ghost 2. That comes out at the end. Jesus. That comes out at the end of June 28th to be exact. And I hope that I have a better episode for you guys next week, because this is kind of disappointing. And I really didn't want to miss 1 week, but I really didn't really know what else to put on the vlog this week. So yeah, better late than never, I suppose. And oh my God, it feels good to be back at it again. Feeling a little bit more human than even last time that I talked to this camera. And about to head to a rehearsal for my band. We're gonna go play a show in St. Paul, Minnesota this weekend at a place called Cadence Records and Coffee. And it's gonna be a good time. And we are, yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. Feels good, but first, one quick pit stop before we get to Albert's. I said it was gonna be a quick trip, right? All right, let's go into Albert's house and get this rehearsal underway, huh?
What is up?
What is up, my dude?
It's a warm one, boy. What's up?
Here we are.
Am I gonna be famous?
God, no. Are you famous yet?
I think.
But then, would you say they're sweeter than any other thing that
Where are we at, Corey?
We're at Cadence Records and Coffee in St. Paul, Minnesota with the boys. Los Olas, or as you like to say, the Los Olas.
Drives him nuts.
It does. Incorrect.
Well, open quick deals. We got a good luck, guys. So that speaks volumes about what we're about to do.
Spicy boy. Oh, are these like tortillas?
All right, Albert, you got to describe what you got.
Here we go. Let's waft it. You know, that's the most important part. Smell is 95% of taste.
Okay, but tell them what it is.
What is it?
Oh, some real fucking spicy shrimp. I'm not seeing too much of a reaction.
Oh, it's a slow burn.
All right, here we go. Let's.
It's not bad. It's just
Voice crack. It's not bad.
Those are pretty good. I can get behind this.
it's not like the worst thing I've ever experienced, I'll tell you that. I do feel kind of weird about saying God bless America as someone handed me Mexican food.
You think it's risky to be this certain, and you're probably right. You're probably right.
Can barely fit through that goddamn door. The Chungus is too goddamn big. Yeah, making it look like I actually carry my shit by myself. I literally never have before today.
Now, how do you think that gig went?
It's fun.
Is that a suitable answer? It's not a suitable answer.
Alright, did we do it?
We got everything?
We did it.
Double check.
We played a show in
Yeah, we
St.
did.
Paul. What do you know?
What do you know?
What do you
It
know?
got real heavy in here.
Hell yeah, bro.
Hell yeah.
Play a show on a Saturday
It
in
is.
St. Paul?
This is exactly what our set sounded like.
Why weren't we playing this music?
There's tables in here.
Yeah, what the fuck? What did those?
Thank you, Cadence, for having us out. And
yeah.
Zach for playing with us.
And promoting the shit.
And promoting the shit out of this show. God damn it. Alright, well, I can't use that clip. Cool. So I was gonna film a clip of me getting back home last night, unpacking all the gear with the band, and then getting home. We probably got back into town around 4 a.m. By the time we were done unpacking, it was probably 4:30, or unloading all of our gear was probably 4:30. I wanted to just, I was wiped, obviously. All I wanted to do was go home and just unload my stuff into the basement and just crash. But on my way home, I had noticed that there were a couple of cars following me, which isn't like paranormal, I suppose. Like, I live in a neighborhood, there are cars that would get up at like 5 a.m. on a Sunday because maybe they're going to church or whatever. It's like, it's a neighborhood, so I wanted to make sure that so it wasn't a weird thing. It didn't catch my attention until I noticed that both of these cars were kind of following me into my own neighborhood, and then kind of taking all the same turns that I was taking. And it hit me that, maybe these guys saw us unloading our gear. Maybe they saw me, break off on my own, assume that I had some music gear of my own to bring home, and they were just gonna kind of, I guess, stalk me until I stopped at my house and picked that shit up. But luckily I, kind of stayed calm and made a couple of turns just to try to confirm that they were following me. I, went in my neighborhood, turned around, went out, went to a different neighborhood, turned around, went out. These guys followed me the entire way. Anyways, long story short, it took about 30 to 45 minutes of me driving around random neighborhoods, driving around parking lots, a McDonald's drive-through, just like trying to like, one, let these guys know, hey, I know that you're following me, and like, I'm not gonna pull over, obviously, like you're not taking me by surprise. And two, just to get them to kind of give up is the other half of that. Just make sure that they're not, make sure that, I've heard a lot of times that a lot of crime is just a crime of opportunity. So if you give them the opportunity to surprise you or to like sneak up on you or whatever, they're going to take advantage of that. And luckily it all came to a close at, I want to say like it was probably 5:30 in the morning. I was driving past the hospital that is in like Midtown Omaha. I saw a bunch of police cars out there. I don't know what they were doing there. I don't know what kind of crime scene they were investigating, or if they were just pulling someone over and just happened to still be there or whatever. But immediately when I saw them, I pulled over, rolled my window down. The guy who was tailing me at that point in time flipped an epic Yui and got the fuck out of there, because he knew that I was gonna try to seek help at that point in time. And I talked to the police officers for a little bit about the person who was following me. They told me there was really nothing they could do, which, on the one hand, totally understand that, like, it's a Saturday night, it's really busy, I'm sure, for law enforcement. You can't just like have some random dude show up and to ask for your help because he feels like he's being followed. I must have looked like a tweaker or something, because I went up to him and I said, oh, somebody has been following me for the last 30 minutes, 45 minutes, no matter where I go, no matter what I do. Like, I more than let them know that I know that they're following me. And they said, there's really nothing are they following you right now? Is that the car? And I said, no, it was a different car that was behind me that thought that I was just like stopping for traffic or whatever. And they said, well, if they're not following you right now, we can't do anything about it. And I was just like, so I asked them for some advice, like, what should I do if they're following me? And they said, I don't know, you could call us, but it's a busy night, so we probably won't, can't guarantee that we'll even come out to you. And I was like, well, that makes me feel safe. What if this person is just like hiding somewhere else? What if this person is just like around the corner waiting for me to leave the police scene, because they know that like I'm gonna have to leave at some point in time. I can't stay under their like watch all the time. And it was really, on the one hand, it hurt and it was disheartening, and on the other hand, it was unexpected is what it was. You kind of like, even offering some semblance of wisdom, say like, call 911, head to your closest police department. There's a building off of whatever street on whatever, it's about 10 minutes away from here. Head there immediately, make sure that they know that you're coming, all that kind of stuff. Like, any kind of empathy at that point in time would have been much appreciated, because I'd just been driving for 5.5 hours with an additional 45 minutes tacked on top of that. I've been awake for almost 23 hours straight at that point in time, so I was fucking exhausted. And two, I was, legitimately scared outside of my fucking mind at that point in time. So wrapping this all up, just need to make sure, you forget about, if you live in the musician ecosystem long enough, you kind of forget that people are out there tagging you as an easy target. People are out there trying to they see that you have expensive stuff and it's easily transportable because it comes in cases and it comes with handles, and it's heavy as shit, but it's still easy to transport and it's easy to flip, because there are always musicians out there willing to pay for shit like that. So what I can say is, like, always keep your wits about you. Always understand where you are unloading, who you're unloading around. Never, ever, ever leave a van full of gear anywhere, because that is just like I've been robbed like that before as a musician, and just like, you make that one dumb mistake that one time and it just happens to be the same time that you get hit. and people are always looking for this opportunity, and it's so shitty, and it sucks that it happens to musicians so often. And the other thing is just stop. Don't buy stolen gear. Don't buy gear that's hot. Don't buy gear that has, you know, serial numbers that have been scratched off. Don't buy gear from, you know, disreputable pawn shops. If you think that gear is hot, do not try to buy it. Don't try to like negotiate with this person. Don't try to anything. Like, the best way to cut down on all of this like stolen gear, or cut down the motivation to steal gear from musicians, is to, you know, not let it have a place in the marketplace, you know. And sure, it's going to be tempting for there like to be a really good deal or something, but at the same time, it's just like not worth the shit that like musicians have to go through and endure. And it's like, we work our whole lives to buy this stuff. Sorry to end a vlog on a really heavy note. Hopefully there will be something else this week to kind of take my mind off of all of this, but it's still just like, it literally happened like not even 24 hours ago. It literally happened like 12 hours ago. So it's still all fresh in my mind. It's still kind of like makes me feel uneasy, and I'm trying to not let it rule and terrorize other aspects of my life. I'm trying not to let it make me afraid to leave my house. Trying to not let it take music away from me, because I'm afraid that someone's gonna like see me unload my gear again and go after me. I'm trying not to let it take things that bring me joy away. But it's hard, and I understand that, and it's really shitty that somebody did this, and it's really shitty that they would do it to anyone else. I will be paying even more attention now, and probably this will change how I conduct myself as far as like gigging out of town, and when I'm coming back into town versus when I'm unloading, versus like local gigs. So yeah. Okay, so rather than end the vlog on a really depressing note like I was planning on, I figured I would show you guys something. So me and Lexi, my wife, has been waiting for some packages that we purchased not that long ago, and we were like, oh, the packages aren't here, the packages aren't here. Well, look at that ingenuity. God dang, how am I supposed to see that? And of course, Tater Tot makes a guest appearance. So there you have it. Like, subscribe. Let me know what you think is in those packages. Maybe I'll show you guys next week. And yeah, see you next week.